On the 23rd of February 2019, Nigerian went to vote for their next president. Unfortunately, on that day, I was like several other people, the same particular award had to be received. So on Twitter, a lot of people were complaining they had to be received, they wanted to vote, and they did not vote. And I remember a few months before, I tried as much as possible to get my BBC voters card. I went to the INEC office to my residence back there, and then I saw almost 500 people trying to get the PVC money. I was like, no, I can't queue to get PVC. I used to come back and that the maybe it's not a good shot at you. Next day, I went there, same thing happened, quite a lot. And I figured out that maybe we could better. I went there again on the Monday morning. I saw almost 200 people, and then I made an inquiry. I cannot be number one of you, and someone told me I should wake up at 4:30 a.m. I should come there very early to queue up, of which I did. I did that in that, I think a week after. And when I got there, I discovered that there were 50 people before me, and that they already gave them numbers. So they were able to use the numbers from the previous day. So I was number 50 for that particular day, but they needed to attend to maybe like 300 people before they could attend to me. As a working class person, I go to work every day. I can't just stay for an entire day trying to get my PVC. Who am I going to tell that to? So many other people are in the same category that I am. And I know most of you that are even listening to me right now in the same category. In school, I don't know what that position was made to get to PVC. So on Twitter on that particular day, a lot of people were complaining, they were tweeting that they really wanted to vote at that election, but they could not. And then someone suggested on Twitter, and she was like, why can't we, in future, I can allow people to vote electronically? So that formed a Slack channel. The Slack channel was created along with several other tech enthusiasts in the country. I think we were like 1,300 the Slack community that day. And then it was very interesting. The first few weeks, people were bringing in very nice, very innovative ideas on how to fix it. Very disappointed in the fact that the constitution, the electoral act had to be amended, or we had to be amended, or which no one amongst us had such connection or such influence to even talk to the appropriate person to vote. Died down after then. Faded away. So fast forward, I think a couple of months later, I was invited for the election of the Nigerian Bar Association, because I'm also a lawyer in Lagos, to monitor proceedings on behalf of a particular candidate who was vying for the position of the chairman. So that gave me the opportunity to learn firsthand how elections were being organized, how the entire process from the candidate to the verification process on that day. Fortunately, the election was done electronically, was fully online, everything was fully online. I learned the entire process, and that really gave me a lot of experience. Fast forward to like a year later, I was invited to chair Afebala University Alumni Association Electoral Committee to bring in the first set of elected officials as the chairman of that particular committee. I used my experience from the NBA election and also what I felt should be right in organizing the first electronic voting system for the Alumni Association, which at that point was judged as free and fair. Alongside some of my other committee members, we went through a lot of process trying to create a platform where alumni members can easily come. And also we did online verification for all members. So even members from as far as China, we have people from China, from Canada, from the United States voting on that day. And at the end of it all, we achieved success. It was one of the most successful elections. We got feedback from virtually almost every quarter. Everyone was happy. The right candidate won. 2 years later, again, I was called to chair the electoral committee, which inauguration just happened today, and we were able to achieve the same success. The feedbacks we received from the first election, we used the feedbacks to create a perfect e-voting system that allows people from anywhere and from across the world. And the good thing about it is we all work remotely from everywhere where we were. I was in Lagos, some of my community members were in Ekiti, some was in Abuja, some was in Ado-Ekiti. So we worked seamlessly and were able to produce results in record time. So I've been thinking, how can we fix elections in Nigeria? So I did a lot of research. A lot of people have invited me to come and talk on my experience organizing elections and also monitoring elections on behalf of people. But how can we fix this? Because if we continue in such a way, the youth are not going to vote. And the youth, as you know, it's the constitute largest demography in the country. Right? We need a system that can allow the youth to grow, because if we continue the same way, the youth are not interested. Most youth above 18 don't stay have peers. People to determine the future of this country probably in the next few years, they might not even be with us. So we that we might be here for the next few years, why don't we determine who our next set of leaders can be? So I did a lot of research. I discovered that quite a lot of countries are relating full e-voting. The Independent National Electoral Committee, they are trying currently the verification, the accreditation process for the election is done electronically. You need to actually go there, thumbprint, and before you can actually vote, you need to actually verify that you are the one with your PVC before you can actually vote. But the other process is entirely manual. You need to queue up, you still need to thumbprint, you need to put something in your finger. And I'm sure many people don't even know how the electoral process is right now, because a lot of people are not. So how do we build the electoral process in such a way that even no matter where you are, you can actually vote? But no matter how the system has been designed, you'll be interested in voting. So after my research, I looked into countries like Estonia, countries like Botswana. Botswana was actually the first African country to emulate e-voting. And then of recent, Kaduna State, which is very, very interesting. Kaduna State's local government election, many people might not know this, but it's fully electronic. From the verification to the accreditation process to the voting process is entirely done online. And you received a lot of feedback, which was actually very interesting. So how can we make technology work for us? We have a lot of challenges currently in the country. A lot of places where you might want to use electronic voting, you probably have internet. But we all know that the mobile means of communication is virtually everywhere, apart from some states in the north as a result of insecurity. But I developed this mental model on how you can actually build an electronic process to vote using USSD and also using the internet. So building a structure like the Kaduna State local government election, in some states that you might not have access to the internet, the system can be built in such a way that when all the accreditation processes are done, and when you are about to vote, even if there is no internet at that particular location, the USSD code can automatically be dialed via your voting, and the result is sent to the servers, which is collated in real time. And there are several advantages to using e-voting for our entire electoral process. It makes it more transparent. You know who you are voting for, my win, my partner, you know your vote is going to count. Rather than the current process where your ballot can be snatched, you don't even know there's a lot of ballot. Someone was telling me a story about how he was an electoral, he was serving them, how he was voting at his electoral polling unit, violence erupted, and just had to find his way out of the place. And at the end of the day, I was asking him, what happened to the vote? He said he did not know that. Now candidates who was not winning at the point he was there won at the end of the day. So such process is not transparent. Such process that we currently have is not working. We need to find a way out of it. And I believe e-voting using the internet and USSD as a fix can fix the entire voting system for the country. Thank you.